All right, Scotty here in Nashville, Tennessee, in my secret shop. All right, so these are the hollow bodies that I'm going to be. I only got two of these guys, and these are double arch top hollow bodies. Now, this has a special bridge system that Dave Bunker created. There's a wishbone, we call it. It's a beam that's glued into the neck pocket, okay, and it goes to here, and it's not touching the surface of the body, so it sounds like this. Okay, and it's arched, and it's double arched on the back. Okay, and it gets a really nice wooden cover here when it's a bolt on. So this is the bridge system. It's mounted to a piece of solid bell brass, and this bridge has got these little insulators that slide back and forth that I have machined. These are all brass too. All right, and it's bolted to the piece of brass there. It looks like this before it's done. It's solid brass. So I got a historic set here I'm going to put in here. These are pretty nice. Got some Hovland capacitors in here. And this is a Crossroads, which is a WCR pickup from James Wagner, which are absolutely beautiful. Front pickup for just about any guitar. Here's a raw one. This one's got a spruce top on it. This is it. All right. And then it's got a beautiful, beautiful back to it. Nice arch on there too. All right. And this guy's going to get some cherry bucker and a Crossroads. And I'm sorry, these are both Crossroads because this is going to be a high gain. No, wait, did I get it backwards? Yeah, I did. This is going to be a cherry bucker and a Crossroads because it's high gain, 50s, 51 kind of high gain control in there. This one, these are Crossroads for the historic sound. Here's an older version that I made back in 1990, and it's got little insulators on it too. All right, it's a thicker model. Now this is my masterpiece right here. This is a solid single piece maple top. So what I do is I'll run a program on the CNC and I'll dish it out. See, it's dished out right there. And that's a shielding paint on there. And then what I'll do is this is a solid block of swamp ash, or I'll use Spanish cedar. Okay, and I'll run this program and hollow this whole thing out. So this back here is 0.2 thick. The sides are about 3/4. And then the wishbone will go right in here, get glued into the neck pocket, and it'll just support itself. And I'm changing this to not floating any longer, but it's gonna tie into the back here, just for extra strength, because these guitars are gonna rock hard, and the sustain is ridiculous on these things because of the neck system, which I'll show you. But because of this, it really feeds back, which is kind of cool if you want it. All right. So that's the hollow bodies going here. And here, let me show you some older ones. This one here is the same concept. You can look down inside there. See that? It's just sitting there. You can push down on it. It's not touching the body. This is beautiful. These are the thin ones, the 2-inch ones. It's my Headstocks. And of course, I use Spurs tuners. This one's beautiful. This one's going to get a Crossroads single coil. So Wags made me a single coil for the neck. Boom. And then this is a Godwood for the bridge. And then once again, that'll get the bridge system right on there too. So there's a really nice, beautiful piece of ebony in the back, or rosewood, that covers that up. All right. And this one needs a little bit of work. It's kind of what it looks like. I'm getting rid of all this crap in here. It's all tarnishing. This is made, most of these guitars have been aging for 32 years. Like these have never been put together. I made this in 1990 with PVC guitars in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania with Dave Bunker while we were making Ibanez guitars. We were making all of these guys. That was a long time ago. I got all my fretting tools here. There's all my Spurs stuff. These are all my Headstocks. And I'm sure a lot of you can remember that these are the stress-free neck system, where the headstock and the neck are two different pieces. Okay, so this is the truss bar, and it's glued into there, and then you put your veneer over top of it, and it rides in this channel. Okay, so it rides on that piece of brass. So the bar is not touching the neck anywhere, and that's why it gives ultimate sustain. So check this out. So this is the rod. Hear that tone? Here's the bridge support. Here's the nut. Everything's brass. And then my pickup rings, There's a back pickup ring. It's tuned to an F, I think. There's a front pickup ring. This is 6061 aluminum. Here's the old bass bridge. Here's the new bass bridge. There's a big difference, huh? Beautiful. So I got a bunch of, these are all older headstocks. Here's the same concept. This is the wishbone here. Here's aluminum support. This is for a bass bridge. And listen to this. It sounds like a door because there's no stress on the surface of this instrument. Here's the bridge. All right, made it out of rosewood. And that just gets mounted right, it's screwed right to that. So it's really floating on the surface of the guitar. Here's a thicker model. It's like a 3.5 inch one. Okay, these are all my Telly models. And Wags made me this beautiful piece of work here. Look at that. So that's gonna go right there. And he made me these. I begged him for these. These are lipsticks. That's gonna go right in there. That's just sweet. These are my old guitars from California. These are 24 fret, compound radius, aluminum dots, ebony fingerboards with a African, babinga in the back of that neck and Spanish cedar. These are all single piece tops. Okay, 1/2 inch thick maple on the top, on the back of one solid piece of Spanish cedar. It's got the shielding pane in here, and they're bolt on. I'm getting a neck through soon. Now I have a lot of my parts machined. My strap locks are machined. Just this part. I don't machine the other part. I machined my jacks. Okay, so they look like this. There's flush mount. You know, real nice and pretty. Look like that. Machine my knobs. These are the aluminum dots. These are Godwood. I machine the knob and the washer still. I still use these capacitors. These are the really nice capacitors. Push-pull pot tone. I machine my ferrule for the back of the bolt-on for the neck. I'm not going to be using pick guards anymore. I still use Tone Pros. These Spurzels. And here is, I built that thing like in 1990. It's like one of the second guitars I ever made. I got some surgery to do on that one. Here's an old touch guitar. Dave Bunker touch guitar. I have 2 of these. So here's the old bridge system. Okay, these hooks right here, right? The intonator's sticking up, the hooks there. Your palm gets chewed up on here. So I redesigned this. Solid bell brass, and I did this to it. Look at that. So I buried the intonator, right? So it slides back and forth like that. So the hook is buried. So here it is finished. So the fine tuner in the back, just like that. The hook is buried. You see, it's nice and smooth. And then you put your posts on here, okay? Put your adjustment screws in the back. Here's the back plate. So this will go in here like this. It'll actually go in the back, okay? And it's adjustable from the back. So each string has its own individual through the body bridge system with a fine tuner here. It's absolutely just incredible. These things sustain forever. Bass Player Magazine did me a review, and Ed Freeland just loved it. Of course, Spurzell bass tuners go in the back. So this plate just goes right in the back there, and that's how you adjust it. So these screws push against the inside of that, and that's how you go up and down with it. Got some old stock bass necks here. And a couple of fretlesses there. Here's a fretless headstock. Headless. You can go a headstock or a headless, whatever you want. 4 or 5 string. Here's my old Telly. 32 years, the sucker's never been wired up. Carrying it around forever. Really thin neck on this one. Here's the first touch guitar ever made. This is a guitar, but a touch guitar. Dave Bunker was way ahead of his time. Look at this shit. That's a circuit board in there. Now the full dump tremolo system right there, right? You guys are familiar with Floyd Rose and all that? Well, Dave Bunker invented that. He's got a patent on that. He also invented the headless guitar, like a Steinberger, because him and Ned Steinberger were buddies. And the touch guitar, he knew Chapman stick, right? So him and Dave were buddies. Here's a 6-string bass. It's got 2 bars that go in there. There's some more fretlesses. I got a bunch of old stock. A whole bunch of bars made up. couple of 6 strings back here. Look at these bad boys. Yeah. A lot of experiments. So that's it. Got the place ready to rock and roll. Nashville, Tennessee. This guy, I don't think that's gonna be done for about another year. I gotta put all this stuff together. I'm keeping that one of these, that one, of course, the touch guitars. I'm keeping that one, and I'm gonna sell everything else, and they're gonna sound incredible. The sustain, just read the articles in the magazines. I'm in I was from 2005 to 2010. I was in all those major magazines, and got some really sweet ass reviews, and got kind of verified in the market. Went to a few NAMM shows. I was getting ready to ramp up production with my old partner, and we just kind of parted ways. I didn't want to move to LA, and we just kind of did our own thing, and he went and did his own thing. I moved to Nashville. All right, so stay tuned. More to come. Electric Guitars, Nashville, Tennessee.